President Aquino is scheduled to speak within the hour before the Global Climate Summit in Paris, France. The president is among some 150 heads of state and governments attending the 21st Conference of Parties, where the world leaders will discuss further about climate change mitigation proposals. The president will also spearhead the Climate Vulnerable Forum high-level event on behalf of other developing countries most affected by frequent and intense natural disasters owing to climate change. The COP21, otherwise known as the 2015 United Nations Climate Change Conference, will run from November 30 to December 11. The president arrived in the French capital for his two-day visit early this morning. Elena follows report.
President Aquino joins fellow world leaders in Paris, France for the United Nations Climate Change Summit. He traveled 14 hours from Manila to be among 150 heads of government and state for the 21st Conference of Parties, or COP21, of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. According to PCOO Secretary Sunny Coloma, the president's presence in France signifies the Philippines' solidarity with all nations who believe in the need to address effectively and equitably the challenges posed by climate change. The country's ambassador to France adds,
very important ang presence ni President Aquino, of course, ang ating delegasyon, pero that also signifies kung gaano tayo ka-importante. Nung inumpisahan yung appeal nito na to be part of this COP21 process, nung pumunta si President Hollande at nakita niya, pinuntahan niya is yung Gian Samar, kasi yung ground zero ng Typhoon Yolanda. So this is really a very, very important agreement, and sana, well, of course, this is a multilateral negotiations. Sana po malaman din ng ibang bayan that there are countries who will be really suffering kung hindi ihihinto ang mga the usual environmental degradation na ginagawa.
COP21 is chaired and hosted by France. It began today and will end on December 11. The conference is expected to come out with a new universal agreement on climate change to mitigate global warming.
May commitment ng Pilipinas that by 2030, we would like to have a reduction of 70% of greenhouse gas emissions, of course with the help of the global community. This is very important kasi ibang mga bayan is only 30% to 40%. Tayo talagang commitment natin is 70%, and I hope we can achieve this. And if kung ano man ang mangyayari dito sa negotiations na to dito sa COP21, it will have malakas ang impact nito sa buong mundo, and particularly sa atin. It will really help us.
The huge number of leaders now in Paris makes the event one of the largest diplomatic conference in the world. Security has been intensified following the terror attacks in Paris last November 13.
It's just an intensified security. And it assures us pa nga na maligtas ang surroundings, because in fact for a long since nangyari yung event ng atake na yon noong November 13, marami na silang ginawang mga aksyon for this event not to happen again. And we are very impressed. I'm very impressed with the French authorities. They've been very, very thorough. Pati nga yung mga katabing bayan diba, Belgium is also involved in everything.
President Aquino will have two speaking engagements. Before 10 p.m., he will deliver the national statement for the Philippines on climate change. Before midnight, he will give his remarks at the Climate Change Forum high-level event. The forum serves as a platform for vulnerable countries like the Philippines to address climate change by building consensus on international climate policies and sharing good practices. For the People's Television, Elena, Paris, France.